Patrick McNeil joined now by Cape Breton Eagles head coach Jon Goyens following a 7-4 loss to Bathurst. Kind of an all-over-the-place game. John, what did you make of it?
I thought we were horrendous in our zone. I thought we somehow have self-identified as a run-and-gun team after 2 games. The last game, however, comparatively, we earned the right to be disappointed in losing the game because we were in it from beginning to end, and the intensity was good, and the intentions were really good, and the compete was good, and the speed was good. We had a few self-inflicted wounds that cost us. However, today it was plenty of self-inflicted wounds. It was plenty of cheating out of the zone and not looking to make playing in our defensive zone a tough task. It was really an easy task. When we talk about being physical, it's got to have a purpose, and we lacked physicality, which then takes away some of that purposeful play and purposeful physical play, and it was quite disappointing, especially those first 2 periods.
We always like to focus on key opposing players, and not many better in the league than Riley Kidney. Matt Anthony talking about it in the post-game show. What is it about him that makes him so good?
To be fair, I don't have the track record with facing him as much as Matt or others, but when you have a player that put up that many points, it doesn't matter what level you're at. When you have let's call it a big dog in the league, you have to be aware. In this day and age, with how quickly the game goes and how quickly line changes are probably more important than matchups in a lot of cases, you just have to be aware when certain people are on the ice more than others. And to have that heightened sense of awareness is just hugely important. So I felt that at times, though he's a really good player, very good player, and he's going to earn stuff and he's always going to get his opportunities, we didn't mitigate anything. We didn't force him to just play on the outside. We allowed him to do his thing in a very easy manner.
Eagles are missing Nick McNeil behind the bench this weekend. How does that adjust your coaching style? Just tell the people where Nick is?
Well, Nick is at the pre-Canada games with Team Nova Scotia. It doesn't really change that much. I've worked a 2-man bench for a long, long time, and it just means you take on a few more tasks and before the game and preparation. There's a few things between periods. You don't have the 3-headed monster bouncing ideas off, but part of Nick and Matt's coaching path is being involved in these types of events, and you don't want to hold them back, and we'll pick up the slack when they're involved in these things.
And Eagles fans might remember Chuck Grant, when he was with the Eagles, was also involved in that tournament. So like you said, it's actually good to see. I wanted to ask specifically about the defense, because you get tested with Jeremy Langlois going out. Just talk about the in-game adjustment there, going down to 5. And I know you weren't happy with a lot of aspects of the game, but how do you feel the team cope with that specifically? Obviously, you can't be happy about losing a key player.
No, we're not happy with it because we've played 2 games this year. In 2 games, one game we lose Langlois in the first period, and last game we lose Buteau early in the second period. And you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4.5 periods of hockey at 5D. It gets taxing. Again, it's a fast game, and it can get real taxing. However, this is where the concepts of less is more come into play, and I think this is where that game management, the game fundamentals, as a D-core, we have to start understanding a little bit more that you got to live to fight another day in certain scenarios. You got to learn that the 5-foot pass can be just as impressive as a 100-foot pass, and those 5-foot passes add up way more often and are more available than the home run. The baseball analogy, sometimes you got to bunt, sometimes you got to take a pitch, but I mean, really the simplistic aspect of the game will allow you to manage those minutes, and then maybe we won't be huffing and puffing. I felt that we were huffing and puffing a little bit too much because we put ourselves in scenarios to overdo it for no reason.
Early part of the season, you tend to see coaches kind of try a lot of different things. See, Will Shields gets his first goal, which is great. Samuel Johnson's the guy with the assist as a 20-year-old. How much does it help those guys to play with guys who've been in the league 4 or 5 years when they're just getting started?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with all our young guys, they're in a position to be insulated, if you will. It's very, very important that our older guys, whether it be our 20-year-olds, whether it be our 19-year-olds, whether it be our 18-year-olds, I mean, their experience in this league is huge. It's experience you can't buy experience, and if you can insulate some of those guys, it can help pull them along and push them along. And I think it's good for those young guys to get that first one early, because usually they'll start overthinking about it or doing too much, and kind of similarly to what I was talking about with the D, is becomes a complicated game for no reason, and it's all about just getting open and forechecking hard and being hungry on the puck and having a willingness to just rip pucks at times and not overpass.
Same team again. What kind of adjustments do you see yourself making? Do we see a more physical game? Even maybe saw a lot of testiness last night.
Again, physical play has to have a purpose, and it can't be when you're just down 7-2 or 7-3, and that's just signs of frustration. And if we had that kind of energy, we got to be showing it early in the game. Sure, the physical component should be elevated, but our D zone to breakout has to be way better. Our decisions at the offensive blue line have to be way better. We just got to be able to make the reads and play the play that presents itself versus trying to make something out of nothing all the time. We're not here to hit the top 10 highlight reels on a nightly basis. Those things, when you force them, they won't happen. They happen because you do a lot of the really good, fundamentally sound things, and then all of a sudden talent and instincts and skills, all of a sudden, because you've done good things, those moments present themselves and then you execute. However, right now, like I said, that's one of our other little speed bumps right now, is not going for the highlight reel play all the time.
Well, we look forward to seeing how the team adjusts going forward tonight. Best of luck, John. Thanks for this.
Thank you.